Hello and welcome everybody to the 11th round of AIRS. Today we're here in Portugal at the Estoril circuit. This circuit no longer used in F1, one of my personal favourites, and I think the racing today on this 22 lap race will be very good. And now to the grid. Pole position for today's race is Thomas McHugh, followed by his teammate Vinnie Taylor. Thomas McHugh announcing he's leaving the McLaren family to go to Williams. Vinnie Taylor being retained. Louis Sage, another one leaving, he's going to Benetton. And he's in third today, with Mihael Valjak in fourth. I'm going to refrain from talking about the contracts for next year as much as possible. But, you know, it's exciting. I'm looking forward to next season, and I hope you guys all are too. Fifth place, James Smith, Christopher Coburn, sixth. Mitchell Langenberg on the fourth row, followed by his teammate Joseph Murray Sr. Then we have Samuel Graden, Akikawa, De Campo, Kopic. It's good qualifying from De Campo actually. Curtis, Risotto, Polk, for sure. Regani, Barton, De Jong, Batu Louis, who's replacing the race banned Isabel Harvey after the incident with Finley Taylor last time out. Still getting used to the car. It's possibly excusable why she's down in 20th. Marcus Aguirre in 21st. Amir Opner, he's being retired at the end of this year. That's not English. He's retiring at the end of this year, and so he's not here on the grid because he didn't make pre-qualifying. But Cian Kelly as well is also not going to race next season. Okay then, well, without further ado, it's absolutely time to start the Portuguese Grand Prix. As they rev, you can see the light is right above McHugh, and we're going to wait for it to go green, and it's going green, and here we go. The 22 laps of Portugal has begun, and it looks pretty even. Although Louis Sage is up the inside, it looks like Finite is going to swoop around the outside, and Mihael Valjak's going to get third. So he's got past his teammate in the early stages. The two Ferraris look like they've held position, but here comes, it looks like Mitchell Langenberg trying to put one underneath Christopher Coburn. And it looks like pretty much, other than the Williams drivers, the positions have stayed the same. So into the hairpin for the first time, it looks like Finley Taylor's going to put one up the inside. Indeed, he has done. Let's quickly take out the AI. Back at the front, Finley Taylor with the lead now after the overtaking in the hairpin, as they now head into the third sector. It looks to me like there's going to be a bit of lag this race, and I can only apologise for that, really. Nothing I can really do about that. They head down the straight for the first time. It's going to be Finley Taylor leading the pack, followed by Thomas McHugh, but not for much longer. Here comes Thomas McHugh. And it seems to me someone has dropped off the back of the pack. Let's quickly see who that is. And oh my goodness me. No, we're not going to see who that is. That's Louis Sage. Louis Sage has just... What's happened here? So he's run into back of Thomas McHugh again. He's been sent into the barrier. And he's going to have to pit. And that is just Louis Sage's race pretty much over. Let me quickly go backwards to see who's dropping off the back of the field. It is Amir Opner. He's got no front wing. I would look at how that's happened, but it's pretty unimportant. But at the front, the two Ferraris battling with the two McLarens, and now the lone Williams of Valjak leading the charge. Obviously, we have our championship battle between McHugh and Valjak at the moment. It is brewing. The gap is, I believe, 10 points. So Valjak has got a bit of a lead, but as we've seen, well, before Monza it came down to 4 points, and that is completely possible to make up. But, you know, importantly, we've 3 rounds to go, including this one. It's really now or never for McHugh, and here comes his teammate Taylor. He's up the inside. McHugh getting a little bit of a bump there as they all go around the long right-hander. And Thomas McHugh going to try and put one underneath his teammate. Not going to happen. It's quite hard to overtake around here. And it looks like McHugh is under attack from Coburn, and indeed Coburn is just going to drive past him, and he's got the inside for the next corner. So it looks to me like Coburn has just got 3rd place. Indeed he has. But here comes Mitchell Langenberg going into 5th. And it looks like Samuel Gradin's in the points. And indeed the 2 Scuderia Italias, they're battling with Murray for the last point. Up front though, it's Finley Taylor battling with Mihael Valjak. Fast lap of the race, Mitchell Langenberg at the moment, who has decided to stay with the Benetton outfit even though he was offered a drive at McLaren. Obviously swayed in by the management over at Benetton. It's not exactly a bad place to be though, and I think they're more confident about their 92 car than you would expect possibly. Usually teams don't want to put their cards on the table, but Benetton, they're openly saying they're happy with their car, and so that's cool, and I hope it's going well for them. Mir Upner's already been lapped. That's a shame, but at the same time it's not for the Palestinian driver. He just wants to end the year at the moment. I think he's pretty fed up of running in the back. But up front it is 3 different teams battling for the top 3 spots, and I think Coburn's going to have a go here. We're going to go on board with Christopher Coburn now. Fellow Italian Armani Risotto has the fastest lap of the race at the moment, as they blast down the straight, almost hitting 200 before going into the braking zone. Looks like Finley Taylor's just drove around the outside of Mihael Valjak, and so he's back in the lead. And it looks like no one can really take the lead, and Valjak's having a go up the inside again. There's real wheel-to-wheel racing, as Coburn has no choice but to sit in behind and wait for it to unfold. And it looks like Thomas McHugh's eyeing up a move here. Are we going to see him dive down the inside into the hairpin? Indeed we have, and Valjak's done exactly the same. And so it's now McLaren 2-3, sandwiched between a Williams and a Ferrari. James Smith is going to want to close up on these guys though. He doesn't want to be left behind, I can tell you that much. Looks like someone's in the pits again from the commentary box. Samuel Gradin. We will have a look at how this has happened. I didn't see an incident anywhere. I can only assume yes indeed he has lost his front wing. But how that indeed happened is what we want to know. So, where is this going to be then? Right here. So, what's happened here? Joseph Murray Sr. He's turned into Murray Sr. Bit brutal that corner, actually. There's a few different lines, and it's not easy to go side by side through it. It looks like there was another driver in the pits, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I am wrong. But up front, We have a Williams battling with the two McLarens. How often have we seen that sight this year? So we're into lap 6. Beautiful lap. It's a 1:16.4 for Thomas McHugh. But here's Finley Taylor. He's gone up the inside. And Valjak's going to run it around the outside, and so is McHugh. As Taylor tries to put it up the inside again, McHugh trying to run it around the outside. They're all going side by side. No team orders from the McLaren guys, it seems. As McHugh gets a little bit sideways, but it still looks like he's got the exit after having pushed Taylor wide. But that's only going to allow Valjak to get away. And so Mihael Valjak is going to try all he can to get away from the two McLarens now. Possibly build up a bit of a gap. And that would indeed be very good for his championship. And that would put the gap at the moment to 14 points with 20 as a maximum remaining. And that would mean he could wrap up the championship next time out in Suzuka. So, we're on to lap 7 of 22. Joseph Morosini has just set the fast lap, by the way. And indeed, Thomas McHugh has dropped off massively. So if the gap after this race is over 20 points, which would just be Thomas McHugh non-scoring, then Valjak, I believe, would have the title, because on countback he has, I'd like to say, 6 wins. Indeed, I believe he has got 6 wins, and that's impossible for anyone to overcome. So, for Valjak to win today, he would need a Thomas McHugh DNF or non-points finish. And in the background, he's under attack from Christopher Coburn again, as Coburn has done it. And that is a great move from the Italian in the Italian car, being retained by Ferrari. I think he's content with this decision, but obviously everyone wants to be winning championships, and I don't know if Coburn believes that Ferrari can win a title. Not at the moment, at least. Interesting stuff in the contract window. I keep going on about it, but I really cannot contain my excitement for next season. I believe that it will be even better. Anyways though, lap 8, and Valjak's lead is being closed down by Finley Taylor, currently 1.2 seconds. Let's try and find where Louis Sage is. Louis Sage is in 24th, and he's way off the back of the last people driving, or the last people who haven't had an incident, and that is Granville, Tanius and Nisbet. It's a good performance from Tanius again, who's been signed to the new Andrea Moda team, as Nisbet gets very sideways in the Lotus. Where's Camille Feather? Feather is 19th at the moment. That would be a great finish from the Monegasque. And whereas Reina Akikawa have made the decision to go to Jordan, and at the moment Wef Poke is in the final points position, albeit he's looking to make a move on Murray Senior, as in the background you see the Tiro and the other scooter Italy going side by side. Has that ended up any differently? Yes, it did. Risotto getting the better of Akikawa. Up front though, the gap is coming down, and it is Finley Taylor who is doing that work. So they head down towards the hairpin. Looks like Finley Taylor's got a little bit more bravery on the brakes, as in the background you can see the Ferrari is actually closing in. The gap between Taylor and the Ferrari is actually lesser than the one between him and Valjak. And as you can see, Coburn is right on the back And if Taylor's not careful, Coburn could pop one up the inside coming into turn 1. He's going to need to defend that inside. As Valjak's going a little bit further ahead now. We're going to head down the straight and go into the TV cam. And look at that, that is beautiful, side by side, ×2. And it looks like both the McLarens are going to get the positions. Indeed they have. The Ferraris are just, I don't know, just not making the moves work it seems. And the gap is up to 2.3 between first and second. And it looks like the Benetton is catching up too. We'll have a look at who that is. And it is Mitchell Langenberg, Belgian driver. Murray Senior not too far away either. As it looks to me like Thomas McHugh just put one up the inside of Taylor. How many times am I going to say put one up the inside this episode? I don't know. I'm tired, okay? Don't bully. Can we get some Roberto Morenos in chat? Regardless, up front, Valjak, we're going to go on board with him as we head around the Parabolica der Ayrton Senna. As someone's in the pits again, and it is Aaron Curtis. So what has happened to Aaron Curtis? And he's lost his front wing. But where has he lost his front wing? That is the question. A little bit of a bump there. I think that's where the incident happened. Yeah, he's run into Matthew Barton there, and just a racing incident. But it's unfortunate for Curtis. That's any chance of a good result gone, and he's rejoining right in front of Thomas McHugh. Now, Thomas McHugh's going to have to try and get past Curtis now. As we're going to bump it down so we can see McHugh just gets past Curtis. Curtis somewhat letting him pass, but he's got a train right behind him. Best thing to do right now would be to pull over on the straight. But somehow I don't think that's going to happen. Remember, blue flags aren't a thing. But they also are. It's just AI tend to ignore them. That's how it is, I'm afraid. And in fact, I can see, like, go up to 24. Oh no, that's Gradin. Louis Sage has already caught up to Zeddy Tanius. What a mover he is. He's already closing that gap up massively. We're on lap 11, just going around the Parabolica now, and we're just about over half distance, and here comes Thomas McHugh. We're going to go on board as he blatantly pulls to the inside, Valjak giving him the room, and bumps into the back of him. Oh my goodness me, that's Mihael Valjak, and he's lost his front wing. What the hell has happened there? Just as we go on board with Thomas McHugh, he makes the move, and he's just bumped into the back of him, and he's gone sideways. And that's not at all what Valjak's wanted. That's both Williams. They're going to be out of the points. And what does that mean for the championship? If Thomas McHugh wins this race, and Valjak comes second, it's not second, out of the points, I believe that's going to mean the gap is even going into Suzuka. Oh my goodness, how good would that be? But it comes down to whether Thomas McHugh can actually... And Valjak's not coming in, by the way, so he's going to stay out with a front wing removed from his car, and that is only going to cost him time. Perhaps the Williams aren't ready. I don't know why they wouldn't be, but... Williams having another mare of a race. This happened before at Spa as Coburn just hitting the back of him. And Taylor going to make a double overtake as Valjak's pit indicator has come on. Surely Valjak is going to pit. Yeah, indeed he is. That is the smart move from Mihael Valjak. But unfortunately, that is him out of this race for the time being. And I just want to check who's going to promote to the points. It's both Scuderia Italias, with West Pokehead of Afterkawa, Murray Senior in 6th, James Smith 5th, Finley Taylor in 4th, but he's going up the inside of Mitchell Langenberg now, as he gets a decent exit at that corner, but it looks like Langenberg's got a slightly better exit, and Langenberg maintains his 3rd position, but not for very long, as Taylor puts it under him. Need to stop saying that, but he's into 3rd. And now it's Christopher Coburn who's in 2nd. That'll be a PB performance from him. And Thomas McHugh is catching Samuel Gradin. With Thomas McHugh, he's got a 4.5 second lead. He just set a 1:18 and he has got the fastest lap of this race at the moment. As they head through the first sector, a lot of undulation in this bit of the track. Lots of interesting corners, I feel. Now we have the useless kink that you can take flat out in every single car. Even on a motorbike you can fucking take it flat out. And more importantly, Thomas McHugh is right on the back of Gradin now. What's he going to do? As we're going to go to the TV shots. As we're going to see Thomas McHugh try and make his move on Samuel Gradin. It's not that the race is boring, not by any means, but I'm struggling to stay awake. And that is simply just because I'm tired. I've been working on the mod for next season. I've been working on organising an event. And yeah, life's kind of busy at the moment. As here comes McHugh right up the inside of Gradin. Gradin not budging though. As McHugh right on the back. And Coburn is closing up now. And yeah, it looks like Gradin's going to be holding him up, and that's going to massively benefit Christopher Coburn. But surely Thomas McHugh's going to go up the inside into the hairpin. Yes, he does. Now it's Christopher Coburn's turn to clear Gradin, as the fast lap of this race has gone to Finley Taylor, so I need to pause. Let's have a look where Mihael Valjak is. Valjak is a little bit ahead of Louis Sage in 19th position, but that is still out of the points. Not good at all for the Croatian. Has he thrown away this title to the person who's going to be joining him next season? Only time will tell, of course, but who really knows? Who really knows? Up front though, Thomas McHugh has got a 3-second lead over Coburn, as Coburn is now being attacked by the other McLaren of Finley Taylor. I reckon we're going to see him move up the inside into the hairpin. Indeed, yeah, he's going to go for a big dive bomb. And yes, indeed, he does so. That was a great move. But here comes Coburn. He's going up the inside. And he's still trying to make the move. He's looking up the inside. Oh, and he gets a tap. Christopher Coburn maintains his, keeps his front wing, even though he pushed Taylor sideways there. And at the moment, it is a McLaren 1-2, and that will do wonders for their Constructors' Championship bid. Perhaps Thomas McHugh may be regretting leaving McLaren, as the team has brought him a lot of success this year, and it may bring him a driver's title. Only time will tell. That's the best way to put it. As we're on lap 17 of 22 now. It's been quite a strange race, I believe. There's not been a lot to say, if I'm honest. There's been a fair few incidents, and albeit that's not exactly what we want to see, it's made it somewhat exciting, but there's just simply not much to say. And at the moment, McHugh has got a big old lead, and it's going to take Finley Taylor a bit of effort to come and overtake him again. We're looking back. Oh, James Smith! This must have just happened now. Where's this happened? Right into turn 1. As you can see, I don't need to go on for an onboard. He's just clout the back of Mitchell Langberg. I don't know what he was thinking. And James Smith once again showing that he's unreliable and showing why Ferrari didn't keep him. And he had to go inside for Team Lotus. Lotus at the moment, tier 14, right at the back. But obviously Smith saw something in the car, and that is where Smith decided to sign for. And this is going to be his 5th crap performance this season. And that is going to promote Reina Akikawa into 7th. Armani Risotto into 6th. Just as I said up front, it was going to take a little bit of effort. It looks like Finley Taylor has managed to do so. And he's not going to make a move into the hairpin. Rest assured, on lap 18 of 22 with only 4 laps to go, Finley Taylor's going to be wanting to make that move, and here he is. And he's up the inside of McHugh. Now, at this point in time, I would say team orders. Perhaps just maintain position and let Finley Taylor get this win, or perhaps switch positions to give McHugh the best choice. Albeit, why would McLaren want to give preference to a driver that's leaving them? To their rival team, no less. As Finley Taylor is gapping McHugh now. And Christopher Coburn is closing up indeed. So the gap at the moment between Valjak and McHugh, providing Valjak isn't in the points. Valjak is in 17th, so no. The gap would be 2 points between Valjak and McHugh. As we head down towards the hairpin once again. Very short laps around here. On board with Finley Taylor, as Thomas McHugh has closed up massively, but I was just having a look and it is Zeddy up ahead, so these guys are going to have to try and overtake, as we're going to watch the rear view mirror as Thomas McHugh goes up the inside. Looks pretty clean to me, although he holds it around the outside. Looks like these two aren't finished with battling. With only 3 to go on lap 20 of 22. It's going to be McLaren versus McLaren, unless Christopher Coburn can close up. I wouldn't put it past him at the moment. Christopher Coburn looks set for his first podium of the year. Yeah, the gap back to Langenberg is 7 and a bit seconds, almost 8 seconds now. And up front the gap is, well, nothing, as Thomas McHugh is trying to put it underneath his teammate. Getting very, very close indeed. The McLaren team boss, well, that's me, because I'm the team boss for every team, but at the moment I just want to see these guys just come home, and the reason why, so we can have a nice championship battle coming into the last 2 rounds. But as you can see, Zeddy Tanius is going to play a role here. With 2 to go as they cross the line. Here comes Thomas McHugh, who's going to try and go up the inside. And he does so, but Taylor tries to stick it around the outside and succeeds. Where's it going to be for Thomas McHugh? He tries to look up the inside into this slow hairpin, one of the slowest corners on the track. Now it looks like Taylor's slipstreaming Tanius and trying to go up the inside. No, he's going to go around the outside. And Thomas McHugh's going to make a double overtake, as Taylor just doesn't go up the inside. That was a mistake there from the Canadian, as McHugh now has the lead, as Taylor's going to put it up the inside of Tanius. And Tanius is not going to have a chance to respond. But now Thomas McHugh has a little bit of a lead. And I will remind you, if it finishes like this, Thomas McHugh will close the gap up to level as we head into the final 2. However, Mihael Valjak will be ahead on countback regardless. But with 1 to go, it's looking like Thomas McHugh, but Finley Taylor, don't count him out. You couldn't count him out at Spa, and look what he did. He went and overtook Thomas McHugh at the last possible overtaking spot, as Taylor gets past Amir Opner. I think that's the 2nd time they're lapping him, so he's 2 laps down, I believe. The gap is 1.2. As McHugh's going to put it underneath Nisbet. And the gap is down to 0.7, but Taylor's really going to need to overtake him quick. And quick. No, he doesn't try and put it up the inside into there. So it looks to me like it's going to be Thomas McHugh who wins this race, as the back markers play an incredibly crucial role in this race, as he heads into the last corner now. And out of the corner he goes. It's going to be Thomas McHugh who takes the win. And Finley Taylor coming in 2nd, Christopher Coburn coming in 3rd, and Mitchell Langenberg, Valiant, 4th. And that's Joseph Murray Sr. in 5th. And I don't know who's going to be 6th actually, it's Akakawa. God, you can trust that girl to perform well when the time comes. She comes 6th, Risotto 7th, Poke 8th, Batu Louis 9th. That is a great performance. I didn't even have her on the radar. And that is a great performance. And this driver doesn't have a drive. Unfortunately, she's going to be a reserve for next year as well. Coming onto the motorsport scene a little bit late for the contracts. But I'm sure there'll be opportunities for Batu Louis very soon. In 10th place, it was Johan de Jong, with Alan Kopich 11th. As we're going to go to the final standings. And as you can see, Thomas McHugh wins the race by 1.8 seconds. Followed by Taylor, Coburn, Langenberg, Murray Sr., Akikawa, Risotto and Pogue rounding out the points. Then there's Batu Louis, de Jong, Kopich, Barton, Bugani, De Campo for short, Valjak and Sach 16th and 17th. They're there, coming in 18th. Then there's James Smith, Marcus Aguirre, Granville, Nisbet, Tanius, Graden, Curtis and Opner rounding out the finishers. Everyone finished this race. Everyone classified, even Amir Opner, even though he was 2 laps down. And all I can say is thank you ever so much for watching. It's been a thrill to bring you this race. With only 2 races to go, I'm going to quickly check now. This will be in the video. So I'm going to open up Excel and go to standings. Indeed, the gap was 10 points. And so that will make the gap 0. Going into the final 2 races at Japan and then finally Australia. I cannot wait. Who's it going to be? Thomas McHugh, the McLaren driver, or Mihael Valjak, the Williams driver? Take care everyone. I'll see you in the next one. I look forward to seeing you there. Goodbye.